The playground fell silent when 8-year-old Liam Carter crumpled to the ground, seizing, unconscious, and struggling to breathe. Teachers froze in panic, children shrieked, and someone dialed 911. But the school nurse didn't flinch. With the precision of a seasoned professional, she secured his airway, monitored his vitals, and orchestrated the emergency response like a battlefield commander. When paramedics arrived, expecting to take charge, they found a medical expert who outshone them. "Ma'am, where did you train?" "Army Combat Medic, 3 tours." Welcome to Hidden Legends. Before we dive into this gripping tale of concealed expertise and life-saving action, share in the comments what city you're reading from and if you believe the greatest heroes rise in our most desperate moments. Hit that subscribe button. Emma Thompson had been the nurse at Crestwood Elementary for 5 years. The kids adored her, parents trusted her, and teachers depended on her gentle care for scraped elbows and patient handling of headaches. At 34, Emma was the ideal school nurse, kind yet skilled, compassionate yet professional. She arrived at 7:30 each morning, left at 4:30 each evening, steady as clockwork. Her nurse's office was immaculate, supplies meticulously arranged, emergency protocols prominently displayed. It was a haven where children felt safe, and parents valued Emma's clear communication, phone calls for serious issues, notes for minor treatments, always keeping families in the loop. She balanced warmth with professionalism, earning the faculty's respect for her reliability. Never absent, always ready for emergencies, Emma's medical knowledge hinted at depths beyond typical school nursing. "I've always loved helping kids," she'd say when asked about her past, offering no further details. Colleagues assumed a standard nursing background, perhaps in pediatrics, unaware of the extraordinary expertise she carried. Emma joined the Army at 21, a single mother seeking stability for her daughter and a chance to serve. Her aptitude for medicine shone during basic training, quick to learn, calm under pressure, with a natural bedside manner. Instructors recommended her for combat medic training, a rigorous path. Her first assignment was at a military hospital, gaining experience in emergency care, trauma response, and advanced life support. Emma excelled, earning promotions and specialized training in combat casualty care and battlefield medicine. Her goal was to become a combat medic, the toughest role, with lives on the line. Her first deployment was to a conflict zone, serving in a medical unit at a forward operating base, assisting with emergency surgeries and making life-or-death decisions daily. She thrived under pressure. Her second deployment embedded her with a special forces team, handling high-risk missions in remote areas with scarce resources. Her third, near a volatile border, supported covert operations, keeping elite soldiers alive in hostile conditions. That deployment honed her skills but left invisible scars, combat stress and readjustment challenges. Emma's Army training was vast: advanced cardiac and pediatric life support, trauma nurse certification, and combat medic skills for extreme conditions, treating injuries and moving vehicles, managing airways under fire, and making pharmaceutical decisions in the field. Her special operations training was even more advanced, requiring her to treat complex injuries while maintaining mission security. She became a top-tier medic, with pediatric experience from treating young soldiers, 18, 19 years old, scared and far from home. Emma's knack was calming terrified patients while delivering expert care. She mastered military medical technology, often superior to civilian tools, and could improvise with limited resources. Her decision-making was razor-sharp, honed by years of split-second choices with lives at stake. After her honorable discharge in 2019, civilian nursing felt straightforward. School emergencies were simple compared to battlefield trauma, but Emma kept her skills sharp, knowing they might be needed. Crestwood Elementary hired Emma, unaware of her overqualifications, a bachelor's in nursing, military medical experience, and advanced certifications. The hiring committee, thrilled to find a competent candidate, didn't probe her background. Day to day, Emma handled routine tasks, bandaging cuts, checking fevers, administering medications, with ease. The school's stable, positive environment was a welcome contrast to years of chaos. Children reminded her why she became a medic: to help the vulnerable. For Emma, school nursing was more than a job. It was a calling, a way to bring her hard-earned skills to a peaceful setting, ready for the moment they'd be needed most. Emma had a knack for spotting what others overlooked: a child's irregular breathing hinting at early asthma, a student's recurring headaches suggesting vision issues, a parent's mention of behavioral shifts pointing to a possible medical cause. Her assessments were meticulous, her referrals spot-on, her follow-ups impeccable. Principal Mr. Carter valued her professionalism but never dug into her background. Colleagues occasionally remarked, "Emma, you seem to know everything about medicine." She'd smile, say, "Just experience," and leave it at that. The kids sensed something unique about Nurse Emma. She was steadier, more assured, somehow stronger than other nurses they'd known. They trusted her completely. That Monday morning started like any other: bright spring weather, kids buzzing with recess energy, a typical elementary school vibe. Emma was in her office, handling routine tasks, medical forms, medication logs, parent emails, while keeping an eye on the playground through her window, a habit born of years of vigilance. At 10:15 a.m., recess kicked off. Liam Carter, an 8-year-old third grader, usually healthy, was playing soccer with friends, running and laughing. At 10:23 a.m., Liam froze mid-stride, a confused look on his face, then collapsed. Emma's instincts snapped into gear. This wasn't a playful tumble, something was seriously wrong. She grabbed her emergency kit and sprinted to the playground, her training taking over: assess the scene, approach the patient, evaluate the condition. Liam was unconscious, unresponsive, breathing shallow and irregular, skin pale, lips faintly blue, clear signs of a critical emergency. Teachers gathered, kids cried, the playground supervisor called the office, chaos brewing. But Emma zeroed in on her patient. "Call 911 now," she told the supervisor. "Unconscious child, possible seizure, urgent paramedic response needed." Her primary assessment was swift: airway partially blocked, breathing inadequate, pulse weak but present. She positioned Liam, cleared his airway, and began rescue breathing. This wasn't a school nurse's response, it was a combat medic's. Airway management, head tilt chin lift, jaw thrust, obstruction clearance, Liam's breathing stabilized. She checked circulation, pulse rate, quality, skin color, capillary refill, signs of shock, then assessed neurologically, pupil response, Glasgow Coma Scale, posturing. Emma was ruling out brain injury, stroke, or metabolic crisis. Amid the surrounding panic, teachers flustered, kids sobbing, administrators arriving, Emma created a calm zone around Liam. "Everyone, step back. Give us space," she ordered, her voice commanding compliance. Mr. Carter arrived, stunned by Emma's work. This wasn't basic first aid, it was advanced medical care. She monitored vitals, maintained the airway, and kept Liam stable. He began to respond faintly, groaning, moving slightly. "Liam, can you hear me?" "You're safe, I've got you," she said calmly, continuing her assessment. Paramedics arrived 8 minutes later, expecting a teacher's basic efforts. Instead, they found a professional in control. "Ma'am, we'll take over," the lead paramedic said. Emma reported, "Patient is an 8-year-old male, witnessed collapse during activity. Initial presentation, unconscious, compromised airway, shallow respirations. I've maintained airway, assisted ventilations, monitored vitals. Current status, responsive to verbal stimuli, breathing stable, pulse regular." The paramedics exchanged glances. This was no civilian report. "Ma'am, your background?" the paramedic asked, helping transfer Liam to the stretcher. "Registered nurse," Emma said. "Your assessment's top-notch." "EMT training?" She paused. "Military medical." "Which branch?" "Army combat medic." The paramedic nodded with respect. 8 years, 3 deployments? "Yes." "That explains it." "Textbook perfect." Liam was stabilized and taken to the hospital, later diagnosed with a first-time complex seizure disorder. Emma's swift action likely saved his life. Mr. Carter, who'd seen it all, approached her afterward. "Emma, that wasn't typical school nurse work. Your skills." Army combat medic? I did what was needed, she replied quietly. Can you tell me more? 8 years, medical specialist. Afghanistan, Iraq, near Syria. Trauma care, emergency medicine. Mr. Carter was floored. Our school nurse is a former combat medic? I'm qualified to handle emergencies, Mr. Carter. That's what matters. Word spread fast. Nurse Emma wasn't just a nurse, she was a decorated Army veteran, a combat medic, a hero. Liam's parents, at the hospital, learned from the doctor, your son was lucky. Whoever acted first knew exactly what to do, professional-level response. They visited Emma to thank her, finding her back at routine work, humble as ever. Miss Thompson, the doctor said you likely saved Liam's life. I did my job, Emma said. I'm glad he's okay. Your military training, we had no idea. It's not important. Liam's treatment is. But it mattered to the community. Parents, teachers, and administrators saw Emma anew, an elite medic in their midst. At the next faculty meeting, Mr. Carter praised her, ensuring everyone knew her qualifications. Emma's military training is an asset to our school. Parents trust in her sword. Liam returned a week later, fully recovered, and visited Emma. Nurse Emma, Mom said you saved my life. I helped when you needed it, Liam. That's what we do. Were you a soldier? An Army medic. I helped soldiers, like I helped you. Exactly like you helped me? Exactly. Emma's role grew. She became the school's medical consultant, emergency coordinator, and community health advocate. District leaders, learning of her expertise, asked her to develop emergency protocols for all schools. She created comprehensive plans. The PTA invited her to speak on child safety and emergency preparedness. Hesitant at first, Emma saw it as a chance to educate. Many child emergencies are preventable with awareness, she told parents. Recognize warning signs, respond calmly, act decisively. The local EMT program recruited her as an instructor, valuing her combat experience and teaching skill. Kids felt safer knowing Nurse Emma's training, she'd helped soldiers, could handle anything. Liam became her biggest fan. Nurse Emma saved my life. She's a real superhero. Emma stayed humble. I'm a school nurse. I help kids. The rest is just background. Mr. Carter disagreed. Your service, your expertise, your commitment, it matters. You're who we want caring for our kids. A year later, Emma received a community award for her military and civilian service. The hospital invited her to speak at a pediatric emergency conference. Military training doesn't end with discharge, she said. Skills transfer, service continues, saving lives never stops. Liam, now a healthy 9-year-old, attended with his family, standing to clap during her speech, sparking a standing ovation. For Emma, true reward was in the nurse's office, bandaging knees, soothing aches, caring for kids. The Army taught her to save lives in chaos. School nursing taught her to nurture health daily. Both missions mattered. Hidden legends don't stop serving. They find new ways, whether in combat zones or classrooms, protecting those who need it most. So, have you entrusted your kids to someone like Emma, a caregiver with a hidden heroic past? Share your stories in the comments. At Hidden Legends, we know the greatest heroes often serve quietly, in gentle roles. If this story moved you, share it, subscribe, and keep these stories alive. Service wears many forms, sometimes combat boots, sometimes scrubs.